one other quick thing I'll share with you. This happened to me, true story, these are all true stories, about, I'm gonna say 20 years ago at least. Brand new agent, and at the time, when houses were advertised in Howard County, there were two papers that would come out. I think they were on Thursdays, but it was like the Columbia Flyer and the Howard County Times. And we would have listings in there of the houses. So people would call into the brokerage office, and whoever got to answer the phone had to answer the questions about the houses. So I was new, didn't really have any clients, had all the time in the world to talk, signed up for these property calls, answered the phone, and a woman with a very, very thick accent started to ask me questions about a couple of the houses. So she was a little hard to understand, but I could basically understand her. And if I didn't hear what she said correctly, I said, could you please repeat that? And we talked for quite a long time. And in the middle of her asking me questions and us just chatting back and forth, she said she was locked out of her house, and she was sitting on the front porch, and she was waiting for her husband to come home. So I said, okay, no, I understand. And so we went through, and I don't know how long I was on the phone with her, but it was quite a while. And at the end of our conversation, she said, you've been so nice to me. I called a few other brokerages and talked to some other agents. And she said, I know I have a thick accent and I'm hard to understand, but you were the only one that stopped to really listen and talk to me. And at that time, I felt horrible, because I was like, what a terrible experience for her to go through that. And I said, well, absolutely fine. She was delightful. She really was. And I guess people wanted to get her off the phone. Maybe they were busier than I was, but I still took the time. So the end of the story is this woman who got my name and number, I got her name and number too. I said, well, let's talk again. That phone call turned into a client. She ended up doing probably about 7 to 8 houses with Bob and myself that we sold, helped rent, bought with her, gave me to other family members, and it went on and on and on. And that was for somebody that I spent time on the phone with. I was patient. She was patient with me, because if I didn't understand something, I said, could you repeat that, please? Not a big deal. But it was a nice story, and they were a great family, and I still talk to them to this day. So, a couple helpful hints today. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me anytime. I want to share these stories with the team, because so many things have taken place, and that's how we can all learn from each other. I would like to hear some of your stories too. If you have something that you want to share with me, I would love to hear it. So reach out anytime. You have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Olivia, who is behind the camera, and she probably didn't want me to mention her name, but she does a mean video with that iPhone. Thank you.